Your call has been forwarded to an automatic voice message system. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 is not available. At the tone, please record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
It's time for That One Podcast, episode 17.
We are here and we are live, ladies and gentlemen. Not really live, but live in my garage. It is that, kind of perfect timing. It is That One Podcast with the Rob Brown. How are you today? You might see I'm a little sweaty because it is hot out today. It is hot, and I'm in my garage that does not have AC. So if you see this shirt, get dark pink. It's not because, it's because I'm sweating, okay? It's because I'm sweating. All right, to get that out of the way. But we've got some cool things, actually, that we can report today. It's exciting news. We got huge news, people. Massive news. I don't have like a dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. I kind of have a... What can I do for massive news? We got massive news. Holy shit, that's loud. Okay, there we go. We have massive news. We got massive news. News. All right, that's enough. We have 50, I repeat, 50 subscribers. Yeah, that's huge, people. Thank you so much for subscribing. Thank you so much for being a part of the journey. I would make myself a 50 subscriber plaque, but don't worry, more of that will be coming along because thank you so much for being a part of this journey. And to think I would hit 50 subscribers already, thank you. I appreciate that. That is awesome. I really appreciate that. I'm getting all a little giddy, like I'm a little kid. Oh, gosh. Oh, man, thanks. But it's, thank you. I really appreciate it because I work really hard to make some people laugh, and that's what it's all about. I just want to make people laugh and have a good time and maybe be a little distraction of what's going on in this crazy times, because that's what everybody says now. During these crazy times, There's always something new with crazy times, and we'll get to crazy times, believe me, during this podcast. We talked about pregnant women last week. Come on. But also another announcement. I am finally, I repeat, finally on Apple Podcasts. That's huge. That's huge, people. It took how many weeks? Just outstanding stuff. I am very excited that we are on Apple Podcasts. I was able to connect everything from Spotify over to Apple Podcasts, so now you can listen to us also on Apple Podcasts. So if you are not a Spotify person, if you are not a YouTube person, you can also get us available on Apple Podcasts. We are finally on the big three. Yeah, big three. Not like Drake, Kendrick, and Cole. Cheap joke. But it took me I remember in the beginning of little stuff behind the curtain. It was so difficult to get me on the Apple Podcast website because it kept refreshing. It kept taking me off. What else did it do to me? It would say that I'm not signed in when I am signed in. Just believe me, people. You can set your mind. When you set yourself to something wow, I'm trying to do some motivation and I can't do it. When you set yourself up for success and you do the things correctly, you can get it done. So this time around, I got it done. I had to do a specific code and I got the code in, and now we are officially on Apple Podcasting. Thanks, Steve Jobs. Appreciate it, buddy. I don't even know who's in charge of Apple anymore. Who cares about that? Because we want to talk about other things. You know what? We'll go right into the 4th of July. I was going to talk about something like a discovery, but we'll get to that in a little bit. The 4th of July was just this past weekend, And, you know, everybody does their usual traditions. You go, you see your family that you haven't seen maybe in a little bit, go to a barbecue, drink some beers or soda or water, go in a pool. Me? I like watching the hot dog eating contest. I love it. I love the hot dog eating contest. My family has been watching it since 2007. I think like maybe even earlier. It was when, because there was a guy, his name was Kobayashi. I can't say his first name, but his last name is Kobayashi. Look him up. He was the guy before Joey Chestnut. And we'll talk about Joey in a second, because Joey, I'm learning Joey is also an athlete that can get away with anything. Because, all right, Kobayashi in the early 2000s, that was the guy, because everyone was able to do, like, in the beginning of the hot dog eating contest, it was awesome if you were able to pull off, like, 25 hot dogs. And think of that, because there was a time when, like, now, when we're all like 25 hot dogs, that's like nothing in the contest. Like, Joey eats like 85. 76 is his world record. 76 or 75? It's around there. 76. 76. Look at me trying to figure out how many weenies he put in his mouth. Oh. Who put more weenies in their mouth? An OnlyFans person or Joey Chestnut? That would be a funny contest. He wouldn't do it, though. But Kobayashi was a guy who was a part of this whole... He made it to the next level. He was someone who all of a sudden... 50 hot dogs out of nowhere. 50 hot dogs. He was still jacked. He wasn't like a big, tubby guy, like a tubby Japanese dude, because he's from Japan. He had a six-pack when he was done. He was muscular. He would show off his muscles. And then Joey came in. Joey was like in his early 20s. And all of a sudden was going right up with him. Just right there with him. And that's pretty awesome. Because he was like a rookie and he was able to win. And Joey, ever since then, since 2007, has won almost every single year, but except 2 years. The 1 year when his fiance at the time dumped him like 2 days before the contest, which is crazy. That's crazy work on Joey the Jaws Chestnut. My dude, he was shell-shocked. He didn't win. He lost to a dude named Matt Stoney, who disappeared. Just doesn't do Major League Eating anymore. He just does stuff on YouTube. And then in 2024, Joey Chestnut was sponsored by a plant-based hot dog. So Joey, you got to get some money as the competitive eater, because you don't really do anything except, eat. Which we'll get to. The kind of weird sadness of what it is to be a competitive eater. But that year, they didn't allow Joey Chestnut to be a part of the hot dog eating contest, and it was really disappointing. Like, really disappointing. I think the best people were like 45, 50, not even. And it's like, what? Because, like, people love seeing Joey do it. That's the weird thing. Like, this one guy, Joey the Jaws Chestnut, just puts in the work and just does absolutely amazing every single time. A hero. A true hero. But there's also been a couple of years when, like, there was a protester that came and Joey fought him off in the middle of eating everything and then went back to eating. Like, this guy, it's really awesome to see like where a competitive eater, because like that one day, that one moment, that one like 10 minutes, excuse me, everybody is focusing. Wow, I love how I burp during the hot dog eating contest discussion. Everybody goes for this guy. This 10 minutes of fame, just in the 365 days a year, July 4th, boom, it is there. Joey Chestnut is going for some type of world record. Everybody wants him to go for the world record every single year. He's eaten over 70 hot dogs like 8 times. In the 2010s, he did it like almost every single time. 2020, he pulled it off as well during the pandemic. Let's go, Joey Chestnut, during the pandemic. But he also gets into trouble. Whoa! I didn't know what to do. I didn't like the silence there. So, Joey, this past year, Joey during April 2026, got a misdemeanor battery following an altercation at Joe's Grill in his hometown of Westfield, Indiana. Security footage showed the 17-time Nathan's champion slapping a man who had approached him for a handshake. Chestnut admitted to the officers that he was pretty drunk and didn't remember the incident. That's a little crazy. So my man just beats the shit out of someone because they're trying to give him a handshake. He's pretty much biting off the hand. Like, do you imagine that? Joey just trying to bite off the person's hand. They're like, hey, Joey, it's so good to... Oh, God, it's my finger. And he's just... I'm not doing the Joey Chestnut thing. Like, I'm not going into the microphone because that's just too much for people. People don't like that, I'm learning. But... he beats the shit out of this guy. And I'm guessing people in the bar are cheering on Joey at this point. And, you know, what is there? What do you, like, because he got 180 days of probation during this. So he was good. He was fine. He was able to participate in the hot dog eating contest. That was the big thing. Because I was like, oh, damn, like, is he going to be able to participate when I heard about this? And he is, all good. He won. He got 66 hot dogs in total at this one. Not great. People were disappointed. He always gets disappointed in himself. It's a little upsetting. It's like, oh, come on, Joey. You ate 66 hot dogs. My girlfriend was sitting next to me. It was her first time watching it, and she hated it. Whoa! She hated the entire thing. And that's like, this is like the weird thing. Like, because there's always a thing that like your relationship goes through where you're like, oh yeah, by the way, I'm into this. Mine just keeps going. Pro wrestling, hot dog eating contest, because that one was tough. That one was tough to explain to her. Like, look, we're going to be watching this and they're going to be eating 2 dogs at a time. They're going to be shoving 2 hot dogs in their mouth, and then they're going to dunk. They dunk the buns into the cup, and then they shove that in their mouth as well. Wow, a lot of shoving in the mouth. Whoa! But, just think about it. I like watching it because of everybody else. And I have also seen it live. I went to it live last year. I will put the link of that video in the end of this video if you want to go watch it. It's a nice vlog of what I did of the 4th of July. Fantastic time. I lied about getting in. I didn't talk about that on the in the specific thing. So I'll talk about that now. So I'm vlogging on this little camera, this camera that I have right now filming me. And I have it in my hand because we got there early because we wanted to see if we could just get front row. And I get there early and I get up to a booth. And I was like, oh my God, look at this. Because they look at me, this woman who is letting people in, she goes, oh, media. go to this booth. And I'm like, holy shit. Okay. So I go to this booth, and all of a sudden they're like, yeah, you're media. You have this camera. Mind you, this camera is one off of Amazon. Nothing insane. Like, this isn't anything like, cinematography, like, oh my gosh, this guy is a filmmaker. It is literally like, oh, he's filming his kids riding his bike, like a tiny camera. And they're like, oh yeah, like, your media, that's fantastic. Well, we can't get you on the big, because like there's a whole media row where they get a nice view. You're able to zoom in on everybody. They're like, okay, we can't get you that because, we don't see you on the list. What's your name? What's your company's name? And I will be honest, I was under the influence. And yeah, that definitely scared people. Sorry, I didn't mean to do that. But I was under the influence, and I'm like, because they're like, yeah, are you with ESPN? Are you with Apple? Are you with Amazon? Like, who are you with? And I'm like, oh, I just signed up today. Like, my name is Robert Brown. I just signed up today. And they were like, oh, yeah, don't worry about that. We can get you in the front row, though. And I got front row. Like, how fantastic is that? I got front row. There's like people, like thousands of people, all making their way down these specific ways. And I am front row. I was like, yes. The link will be in the description. You know what? I'll put the link in the description for this video, because this is, to me, this is my, like, one of my greatest videos, because I love the experience. I get to interview people. It was just a time of just like, do you know when, like, if you've ever seen the second movie of the live action of Scooby-Doo 2, Monsters Unleashed. This is for all my Gen Z people out there, not like, just look it up. Shaggy, everybody's meeting their fans, and Shaggy all of a sudden looks around and he sees these just gang of guys, just these gang of just like awesome, weird looking dudes who are just into pop culture. And I'm like, what's going, like, yay, yeah. That was like thousands of them. Thousands of people who were just like, dude, I'm here to see Joey put down the hot dog, see if he's going to get the world record. And I'm like, me too. Like, it was just a whole thing. It felt like when I went to WrestleMania, but instead it's people shoving wieners down their mouth.
Whoa!
Anyway. But he got a misdemeanor. He got a battery. 180 days of probation. And nothing really happened. They didn't even talk about it. It wasn't a thing, like freaking out if he was not going to make it or not. Hero. Legend. Guy is an absolute legend. He's an 18-time Nathan's Hot Dog champion. #1 eater in the world. Guy doesn't do anything, but he also gets ridiculously drunk. So hear me out. What is the life of a competitive eater? And I kind of went down a deep dive of his YouTube channel one time when I had COVID. So yeah, I know, COVID, Jesus Christ. Just to bring that up. But I was locked in my room for a week, like you are during COVID, and I wanted to see his YouTube channel. Like, let's see what he's up to. Like, does he do vlogs? Does he go to events? Does he do signings? Excuse me. He just goes to restaurants around the country. And if you can eat our big thing, you get it for free. That hurt a lot. Like, it was sad. It was sad to see, like, oh, like, he's eating all these things so then he doesn't have to pay for them. It was kind of like just watching a okay, I'm not trying to take away like the whole thing because he's a hero of mine, but like, Jesus Christ, what happened? We're just eating stuff so then we don't have to pay for it? Like, he's eating the 10-pound burger, and people are like, yeah, eat the 10-pound burger. You'll have to do it yourself, and he's doing it himself, and it's like, oh, man, like, this guy is just filling himself because his stomach, if you guys remember Sports Science on ESPN, that was a cool little thing that used to happen on ESPN. I used to watch their videos, and they would compare, like, basketball players blocking each other out to sumo wrestlers. That was the Kevin Love one. They did one about Jason Pierre-Paul doing his somersaults, but they did one on Joey Chestnut, on how a competitive eater does all these things and what is the strength of his bite and what is how big does his stomach get. His stomach expands 600%. 600% during these situations. That's insane. Do you imagine that? Do you imagine your stomach expanding by 100%? No. What are you eating to make your stomach expand up to 100% of its capacity? But this guy, 600. He could die. Like, I think that's also why most of the people go to these things, so then they could just see this guy maybe croak and just pass out, and then there goes Joey the Jaws Chestnut. Stomach explodes. That would be very upsetting, though. I would be a little upset about that because, once again, he's a hero. So, have you ever wanted to see a live podcast in person? Hey, it's me, R.O.B., Rob Brown, spelled like the color, and I'm bringing my podcast to Fat Moose Comics. It's going to be at 53 Parsippany Road in Whippany at 2 p.m. on August 23rd. It is going to be a fantastic show. It's going to be me doing a live podcast, doing some skits, and also questions at the end. Feel free to come out. It's going to be a fantastic time. I'm going to bring the entertainment, and you bring the fun. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been real, it's been fun, and I hope to see you at this one. Peace. Speaking of other heroes, this is, of course, on everyone's, discussion, I would say. Everyone is going to be talking about this in your work. You probably already have heard of it, but I'm bringing it up because I think it would be hilarious to talk about and do a character of. Because, of course, everyone, we know in Madison Square Garden this past weekend, July 3rd, Travis and Taylor Swift became married. Yep, my illiteracy is really going out there, guys. They were married. And soon divorced. I don't know. I'm just kidding. I'm just one of those guys. Taylor Swift, he's not, look, I have an opinion about her. I know. Look, I have an opinion. I'm one of those guys, okay? But we're focusing on the more important stuff here. The officiant, Adam Sandler. Adam Sandler was the officiant of this wedding. Now, I do have some notes about this because a couple of people were asked about it. Adam Sandler officiated Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce's wedding at Madison Square Garden with humor and heartfelt advice. First things first, it's $1 million to rent Madison Square Garden. $1 million to rent it out for a day. So, god damn, do these people have money. And I know they donated $22 million to nice companies, nice charities, but we're not bringing this up to rant about two people who are in love, because they're in love. Good for them. They're rich. They can pull these things off. People, this is the world we live in. We're not going to be able to afford gas and pay off student loans, but they can have a marriage in Madison Square Garden. Now, I'm sorry. This is the life that we're going to be living now, okay? Taylor Swift doesn't care about you. She cares about what she wants to do. Now, Kansas City Chiefs coach Andy Reid praised Adam Sandler's advice to keep kissing. Now, I thought about that it meant like keep kissing, like when it's like, you may kiss the bride. But instead, it's something else of like, keep kissing, keep loving each other. But I kind of want to I'm going to do my impression of what I think Adam Sandler was like at this wedding. Do you take it, eh? Are you Travis or Kelsey? Who's the sandwich with? Oh, happily married together. Hoo-dee-hoo-dee-hoo. Oh, love it together. Be a part of a marriage. You may kiss the bride. Chalamet. Oh, the Jason Kelsey. Ooh. Oh, I make a movie about this. Nah, he wouldn't make a movie about this, but you get the point. Do you think he was like really serious? Like, because Adam Sandler, when he's serious, is like, hey, I talk about this, and just want to say, I'm really glad that we're here, and he's like a very nervous guy. When he's a serious guy, he talks, like he's talking to one of the women in the movies, and he, talks like this. I think he's more like, oh, they kissed the bride, oh, little doggy, oh, like, there's no way that he was just being, you guys gotta kiss each other, and I love you, I love my wife. I've been with my wife for many years. It's just, oh, it's so many people in Madison Square Garden. Oh, MSG. I did a concert at MSG one time. Ooh-dee-ooh-dee-ooh. Anyway. That's that. I wanted to do that because god damn do I love Adam Sandler. And to think this is definitely a situation of they became friends. Travis did the Happy Gilmore 2. He was like a douchebag waiter, Come on, what else could he play? But I don't really have an opinion about the actual thing. Good for them. They got married in a big, nice arena, the world's most famous arena, Madison Square Garden. Hopefully they said go Knicks. No, they didn't. They didn't say go Knicks. But okay, I'm taking a small break just for a good 5-minute session, and what I'm going to call it is going to be called, drumroll please, 5 minutes of pro wrestling. Now, for the people who don't like 5 minutes of pro wrestling, skip 5 minutes ahead. And I start in 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, so what's going on right now in professional wrestling is, specifically right now in WWE, the championship has been tossed around to 3 different people in the past 2 weeks. So first it was Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes had it for a long time. He had it since, I think it was just for a couple of months now. He beat Drew McIntyre, and he had it for a long time, had it for WrestleMania. It was really awesome. And all of a sudden at Saudi Arabia, at their recent pay-per-view, Night of Champions, Sami Zayn beats him. Fantastic moment. Underdog. Great guy. I like him. Kind of looks like Gritty, but he's a cool dude. He does really cool. For the people out there who don't know professional wrestling, Sami Zayn is a more skinnier type of guy. He's an underdog. This is his first time winning the WWE Championship, and he kept saying that. It's been, 24 years since he's been doing this, and finally he gets his dream. And that dream dies 9 days after he got it, because CM Punk in Chicago, Illinois, all of a sudden shows up, boom, and wins the championship. People are comparing it to Hulk Hogan at WrestleMania 9. Now, for people who don't know that, the reference is Bret Hart was the WWE champion. This young guy, this young new guy, finally WWE champion, loses to a big, heavier guy. We won't say fat, heavier guy named Yokozuna. And Hulk Hogan out of nowhere, hey, I'll help you, brother. Let me get the WWE Championship, which was kind of Hulk Hogan saying, I want to be the champion. Now, do I think CM Punk was doing this? No, I don't think CM Punk was doing this. This was happening because they are going for the feud of Cody Rhodes versus CM Punk at SummerSlam. That's going to main event one of their things. They're trying to go for bigger main events for SummerSlam because SummerSlam, for people who don't know, is a part of their big four pay-per-views, which is WrestleMania, Royal Rumble, Survivor Series, and SummerSlam. So SummerSlam is like the smaller WrestleMania for the summer. And it will be a lot of fun. There are some other good matches. Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins will happen at SummerSlam. Obafemi versus Brock Lesnar in a Hell in a Cell will also happen at SummerSlam. So they're really building up to what is going to be happening. Now, how much time do I have? I got 2 minutes. This is the 2-minute warning, people. We'll go to AEW for a second. AEW is the best way to put it, people. It's a different version of WWE, and it's a different version meaning it's more independent. So you're going to find a lot more different characteristics of what people do in professional wrestling, which they really don't do in WWE. And that their champion also is new as well. So they just had it for MJF, and he had it, and he lost at this event, which was on Thursday, which is called Bash at the Beach. So they do very different things, and it was at a beach and whatever, but it was won by technically their guy. Well, there isn't really a guy at AEW, excuse me. In WWE, the guy is like Cody Rhodes, Roman Reigns, Drew McIntyre, Seth Rollins. That's a guy. They don't really have a guy at AEW, excuse me. Oh my gosh. Oh, how much time do I have? I have 50 seconds. So it was won by Kenny Omega. That's the guy right now. And he is going to face another person who does a lot of what he does a lot of flips. So a lot of flips happen in AEW. A lot of flippy dippy stuff. So like for the people who don't really watch, Rey Mysterio, the guy in the mask. Remember how he did flips? It's like that, but on steroids. That's how you describe it. But he will also be facing, like, there's already championship stuff lining up. Like, this guy, Kenny Omega, will face a guy named Will Ospreay. Also does a lot of flips. It's like if Shawn Michaels did a lot of flips, like tons of flips. Or if people who know AJ Styles. Ladies and gentlemen, my timer's about to go off now. Okay? And that was 5 minutes of professional wrestling. Other stuff that are going on in the world are the World Cup. You know, as an avid white person, you got to get into it. You know, the bandwagon. It's no longer the Knicks. It's now the World Cup. Messi, Ronaldo, France guy, people in Spain, America still in it. That's interesting. But because it's in America, tons and tons of people around the world are coming to America to watch our games because it's in MetLife. Well, I can't say MetLife. It's in the New York, New Jersey Stadium. And there's also stuff in San Francisco and Seattle and Dallas and Mexico City. Chicago had some stuff. Boston had some stuff. And speaking of Boston, there was a man who, we'll tell his journey first. A man travels from England to go to Boston to go see the World Cup. Now, something happens to him during this time. He has a layover. Where is it? I believe he has a layover in... Yes, a layover in Barcelona. And he loses his phone. How crazy is this? He loses his phone. He continues to go to the World Cup. Doesn't care. He is just dedicated to go and see this whole thing. The World Cup. You know, it's like me when I went to WrestleMania. I got to go there, or seeing the, hot dog eating contest. I got to get there. I'm going to see this. I don't care. Well, because he doesn't connect his phone back, people in England believe he's missing. Yes. Now, this is when we expose his name. Michael Hewitt was found 10 days after his family lost contact with him as he traveled from England to Boston for the World Cup. Now we're gonna describe him as Little Mick, because that's how his family calls him Little Mick. So Little Mick pulls off a movie situation where he is just like, well, I lost my phone. It's probably gonna die, but I'm still gonna go to the World Cup and have a good time. And that's what he does. He's probably partying, having a good time. People have no idea where he is. He's drinking beers in Boston, because Boston, out of all the places, they were having a good time. Scotland took over Boston for a hot minute. So he was loving this. He was like, damn, these Scots are crazy. Oh my God, I don't have a phone. He must have been telling tons of people like, yeah, I lost my phone, but hey, I still made it. Yeah. Woo, World Cup. I'm going to go watch some soccer. Yeah. Maybe he's, rooting for England. I have no idea. Maybe he's not. Tons of people are rooting for other countries and shit. So, but his family is on a do or die situation where they're like, we can't find little Mike, or Little Mick, excuse me. Little Mick is gone. Little Mick, where is he? What are we gonna do? What is the situation about this? Are we gonna do a deep search? And that's what they did. They're trying to figure out where this guy is. Do you imagine that? I don't see, I could never do that myself. I can't be in Little Mick's situation, but I see myself as the family situation, where I'm like, where the hell is this guy? And where is he gonna go? I have no idea where he is. And then they're posting signs for him. They're doing social media. Because, when someone is lost, there's news reports about them. There's deep searches for them where an entire police is doing a police search for where they last saw him. There's going to be social media stuff like, I love you, Little Mick. Please, if you're out there. And this guy is partying his ass off in America. What an American dream. What an American dream for this guy. And then all of a sudden they find him and he's like, what are you talking about? Huh? You guys have been doing a deep search for me? Oh yeah, I lost my phone in Barcelona. What? Come on, man. That's what I love about this old generation. They are still, some of those people still just turn off their phone and just like, yeah, I don't need it. Me, I have to put my phone away in a different situation so then I could do this podcast so I don't get distracted. That's insane. This dude, he was just like, yeah, I can get another one, but I'll worry about that once I'm done with this, this whole World Cup situation, because I cannot wait to go to the World Cup. Man. I'm yawning now. I would lose sleep. No, I'm just trying to transition the yawn to what I was talking about. I was so loud today. That is so loud today, but that's okay. There's just things that you just have to find for yourself. And for me, that, maybe this guy, he's been wanting to go for a long time. And finally he has his chance and he goes and, he just, he's lost for 10 days. No, he's gone. Yeah, man, yeah. How do you explain that to your like friends now? Where you're like, we found him, and he's been in Boston this entire time. Because now I imagine him like shipping up to Boston, like him just chugging beers, because that's what usually people are doing in Boston. They're just having a grand old time. I've never gone, but I do plan on going. Not slamming beers, but just seeing Boston, because I just want to go to more cities. But man, lost for 10 days, think the dude's dead. Instead, he is at the World Cup. What a journey. Thank you so much for listening to the podcast. I've had a lot of fun doing this. I hope you had a lot of fun listening. I just want to end with where you can see this podcast. You can see it now on YouTube. You can subscribe on YouTube. You can like the video. You can comment on the video, comment whatever you want. I've had people do bad comments, do good comments. It helps me with the whole process, I'm telling you. It helps me figure out what I can do for this podcast to make it even better. Now, you can also check it out on Spotify at That One Podcast. Give it a like, give it a download. You can also now check it out on Apple Podcasts. Give it a like, give it a download. Search That One Podcast, The Rob Brown, and you will find us, all the episodes right there. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been real, it's been fun, and I hope I see you in the next one. Thank you so much. You have a great rest of your day. Bam!